What is up, YouTube? This is Alucard AFK with another MTGO game with commentary. So let's get into it. Again, we got the black-blue control mill discard deck. This is opening a hand. We have a distress, a ponder, a swamp, a distress, a swamp, a mind rot, and a dark slick shores. So I'll go ahead and put the Dark Slick Shores out. Do a Ponder. So 2 Phyrexian Obliterators and a Swamp. That's exactly what we want to see. We have 2 Swamps in our hand. We have a Dark Slick Shores, which is blue and black, and then we have a Swamp coming. Then we can play 2 Phyrexian Obliterators, essentially back to back, if we want. And we draw the Swamp. And we'll go ahead and do a nothing, because we have a full card. So he's going to play a Woodland Cemetery. That's a black and green. And we drew that Phyrexian Obliterator. So I'll go ahead and play a Swamp. We'll go ahead and do a Distress. This one was pretty tricky. Comment below if you think where I make my mistakes. Essentially, only thing I really care about, I don't really care that he can draw cards. You know, I'm not going to waste the distress just on that. In fact, he's doing 2 damage to his health, and that wouldn't be so bad if he didn't do it so often in this game. The problem with Sign of Blood is, you know, you usually play quite a bit of them, and if you don't draw what you want, you tend to just use it. And so right there, say you play 3 of them, that's 6 life. That's, you know, it's, you get 2 cards, yes, but I'd find a different way to draw some cards, man. So he's got a Garruk Relentless. I really don't want this guy on the field. We have quite a bit of removal, but not really enough to get rid of his green creature tokens. And he's got a 0 ability for that. And his other 0 ability is deals 3 damage to target creature. So he could essentially do, you know, whatever, Tragic Slip and do 3 damage and usually take out most things, you know, except for the Phyrexian Obliterator. But Tragic Slip can take that out with a Morbid. So I definitely want to get rid of the Tragic Slip. I just didn't really notice right away that he had some sacrifice cards, so I kind of left it because Tragic Slip essentially would do nothing to Phyrexian Obliterator with its normal ability, which is -1, but the Morbid does -13. So if he manages to kill a creature, sacrifice a creature, and say that's something I wasn't thinking about. He's got 2 forests. You know, he's going to draw lands for sure, probably. The Sign in Blood and the Beast Within. Destroy target permanent. Its controller puts a 3/3 green beast token on the field. Wasn't worried about this one as much either, but I'm mainly trying to get rid of things that he can kill me with or that will cause major problems. So we get rid of the Beast Within. I found it was more powerful than Tragic Slip because it doesn't. It's for 3 mana. He can destroy anything. He can destroy a Phyrexian Obliterator. Yeah, we get a 3/3 beast token on you know, the battlefield, but compared to the Phyrexian Obliterator, it's a consolation prize. And we'll do another distress here pretty soon, but I think first we do a Mind Rot. So he'll play a Swamp. He'll do a Sign in Blood. He'll draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, so now he's done 18. And we drew our other Phyrexian Obliterator. And so we'll go ahead and do a Mind Rot. You know, Mind Rot's not as powerful as some other discard cards. We have quite just about the variety of discard cards in this deck, as long as most of the mill type cards. So usually why I try to get them do a Mind Rot is to let them discard something that they really don't want, and that leads me more to you know, the cards they really do want to keep with the distress. Now I know he's probably going to get rid of some lands, but you know, if he was really banking on those lands to try to cast something, then I would know, okay, well, he just got rid of, you know, a planeswalker, you know, whatever. And of course, that's left up to interpretation as well. Maybe he doesn't think he's going to have enough mana to play planeswalker, and he needs mana for other things. It just kind of lets you know what they really don't want, either way. So he got rid of an Evolving Wilds, and he got rid of a forest. So that means to me that he thinks he has got plenty of mana to, or he's going to have plenty of mana coming in. So that's fine by us. And he's going to play a forest, and he's going to do another Sign in Blood. So he'll draw 2 cards, and he'll go down to 16. Got Darkslick Shores. So I'll go ahead and play Darkslick Shores. It comes in tapped because I, you know, had more than 3 lands. I could have played a Swamp, but I really don't need this other mana piece right now because I'm just doing a Distress, and really I have some 4 black Obliterators here, so really doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead and do the Distress. And so he's got basically the same cards he had before. He's got Garruk still, which I really need to get off. That Tragic Slip, it was really between Garruk and the Tragic Slip. I'm not worried about the Bloodthorn Vampire. You can sacrifice, and this is where I kind of glanced over it. I really probably should have been thinking about, okay, well, Tragic Slip isn't very powerful, but if he can get another creature out with Bloodthorn Vampire, he can sacrifice that creature, which will trigger Morbid on Tragic Slip. Bloodthorn Vampire will get a +2/2 until the end of turn, but the greater ability there is being able to do a -13 with Morbid on Tragic Slip for 1 mana. Even with all of that, I saw that I had 2 Phyrexian Obliterators, and yeah, their sacrifice ability is really great, but you can get overwhelmed by Garruk very easily. So I just chose to get him off the field just because I don't really have any removal for him. I have removal for Bloodthorn Vampire, Tragic Slip, my Phyrexian Obliterators, Sign in Blood he's been doing, so we'll just let him kill himself with that. So got rid of Garruk. And he really wouldn't have kept it in his hand if he wasn't planning on really utilizing him, so. And it is just 1 Tragic Slip, so he does another Sign in Blood. So he's already down at 14. I mean, I just don't like that mechanic. You know, if you do that, you've got a way to have life gain, like some Vampire Nighthawks or something. And you know, I play that sometimes in my mono black drain decks, just because I'm getting I'm getting at least 2 health back. So it's negating anything that he can, you know, that we're doing to ourselves. So he's gonna play a Perilous Mirror. When the mirror dies, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So he's going to use that Bloodthorn Vampire and sacrifice him and then be able to do 2 damage. So that's kind of what his deck's built around. So we got a mana leak. I always play 4 mana leaks anytime I've got blue in there. When it rotates out, you know, we'll have to use something else, but for now we'll keep using it. So I play another Swamp. I'll go ahead and play the Phyrexian Obliterator out, even though I know he's got that Tragic Slip. But you know, if you don't put something out, then they're not going to be able to play the cards, and you're not going to be able to advance the game. So it'd be just pointless, you know. And you can't mana leak them if you don't play anything. So, and there's 4 in this deck, and I usually for some reason at least get 3 of them out. So not too worried about it. So out comes the Bloodthorn Vampire. He's going to sacrifice the Perilous, have Tragic Slip, Morbid, and get rid of Phyrexian Obliterator. And I don't have enough to mana leak it, so there's not much I can do here. So he'll do 2 damage to me. Bloodthorn Vampire will get 2/2. He'll go to a 3/3. And then he'll play Tragic Slip. So, alright. Got an island. And we'll go ahead and do a Phyrexian Obliterator. And this time we will have enough for a mana leak, so I guess I could have waited another turn hoping to get a land, but I'd much rather get rid of that tragic slip early on and then just waiting for it to be out there for something else and not expect it. So he didn't swing in because he can't attack because of the Obliterator. Got a Mind Sculpt. Go ahead and do that. Top 7 cards of his library into his graveyard. So let's take a gander real quick, just to see here. So we got his swamp, a Buried Ruin, a forest, Swords of Vengeance. Jeez. You know, people always say that I would never play a deck that didn't have Swords of Vengeance in it, and actually, when I first constructed this deck, I had one in it, but you know, even though I would have the mana to play it, obviously, because you pretty much doing blue-black or black-blue, and you more so black, unless I'm just trying to favor something for Jace. But I did have one in the deck, and I took him out in favor of something else, probably another Jace. But it doesn't really fit the spirit of my deck. It's kind of just like a throw this card in if you're playing black type of thing, and it seems like a lot of people are doing now. You know, why not? It's going to rotate out soon, and it's a great card. Some of my favorite decks to black-white control, and also my, you know, personal constructed mono black drain is built off of Sorn's Vengeance and Sorn himself. So, and a Thragtusk, which is great. Another card that you just play if you got green, kind of. So. So that's 6. 7 was the Vampire Nighthawk. So we've got those as well in this particular deck. So I think that was a pretty good Mind Sculpt. So I'll go ahead and swing in, because at this point, let's try to get the damage in. I mean, when he attacks here, he'll have some, but we're at 18, so. We got instant health advantage there, just because of his Sign in Bloods. So he'll swing in for 3. And so you can also sacrifice the Emissary. When it dies, you search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. So great card to be able to sacrifice things and get something out of it. So he got a Swamp. Go ahead and put our Vampire Nighthawk out. And we'll swing in again with the Phyrexian Obliterator. He'll go down to 4. Let's try to play another Vampire, Bloodthorn Vampire. Now I know he has enough mana to get past Mana Leak, but you know, at this point, I think he's probably always going to, if he's just putting out little 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 colorless, 1 green, things like that, till he would play with something like a Planeswalker or some big baddie. He's gonna have the mana, and we have plenty of Mana Leaks to go. So I go ahead and just make sure that he doesn't have enough mana to play anything else. So we go ahead and Mana Leak it. He'll tap 3 lands, and he'll go ahead and put it out. Just fine. Now these would be so much more powerful if they were flying. Oh my gosh, that'd be great. But they're not. So, and there, see what I say about Mana Leaks. So we still get a chance to mess with them again here. So we'll swing in with the Phyrexian Obliterator and the Vampire Nighthawk. Vampire Nighthawk is flying, so they can't touch him, but they're gonna. So I'm swinging in for 7, so he has to block, or else I'd kill him. So he blocks with Bloodthorn Vampire. So he's gonna sacrifice his Emissary, and then to get a basic land card. but then this so this Bloodthorn is going to get a +2/2 in 3. You know, essentially, yeah, that was a really good play. So he used this one to sacrifice his other one, and now he's going to go up to 5. So he will be able to, you know, block the Obliterator, but so they'll go ahead and trade, but now he has to sacrifice 5 permanents, which is not good because he doesn't have anything but lands here, so he'll have to sacrifice 5 lands. So now he's down to 1 swamp and 3 woodland cemeteries, so essentially he can have 4 black or 1 black and 3 green. So that really put some damage into that side, so that was a good trade for the Obliterator. Besides, he would have died anyway, so he's down to 2 health. We're at 17. Got a swamp. We'll go ahead and play the swamp, and we'll keep Mana Leak in our hand, of course, and swing in with the Vampire Nighthawk. And his last effort is another Beast Within. We discarded 1, so it's the destroy target permanent. His controller gets a 3/3 green beast token. He kind of has to do this if he has the ability. So Vampire Nighthawk was swinging in for 2. I would have killed him, so he tried to Beast Within. And we got a Mana Leak, so we'll go ahead and Mana Leak. He only has 2 mana. So then Vampire Nighthawk will go swing in. And the game will end on turn 10. So exactly at 0. We went up to 19 with the lifelink ability of Vampire Nighthawk, so almost back to 20, where I like it. And what'd you think? I think this deck's performing better than I ever thought it would. It's a lot of fun, as one guy commented, you know, pretty recently on the videos. It's awesome to play Phyrexian Obliterators, but it's even greater when I can get you know, most of my black discard stuff, all of my blue milling stuff. It's just a lot of fun. It's really versatile. Yeah, it's not powerful against a lot of creatures because we have specific types of removal, so it's weak against planeswalkers. I don't really have destroy target permanent type things. I do have Black Sun Zeniths and Go for the Throats. Sometimes I swap in some Doomblades, but it doesn't really have a target permanent ability. So we kind of have to rely on our Phyrexian Obliterators to be able to swing in free and clear, so they don't, you know, so my opponent doesn't want to block because he would sacrifice lots of permanents, as you saw. In this case, it was just lands, but you know, a lot of times it gets rid of the board and creatures as well, because they need lands to be able to play more stuff. So that usually gets rid of planeswalkers. So anyway, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. We'll catch you.